You're listening to my cousin DLils on
It's DLils, you rockin' with hip hop and home runs. We don't criticize pros, man, it's all fun. Urban media, yeah, we talking sports, debating issues, spitting game on and off the court. It's hip hop and home runs.
hip hop and home runs.com.
It's hip hop and home runs with DLils. Today we're talking about our Be Out or Be Talk About section.
Be out.
We recap week 3 of the NFL and basically just highlight the players that I feel like deserve props and who I would consider out, and the players who need to be talked about who didn't have out showings this week or provided some unfortunate film for us. So let's go ahead and dive into that and take a look. Welcome to Be Out or Be Talked About.
Be out.
Okay, first on our list, I usually let the viewers decide whether people are being out or whether it should be talked about. Well, I compiled the Twitter feed, the Twitter followers, all the responses that I've received all week, and after looking back at the weekend, these are the 5 headlines that the fans wanted to talk about and discuss. The first, Mike Vick versus Geno. So the Jets were beat handedly by the Bears, gave up several opportunities to stay in the game and even win the game, but of course, Geno Smith, representing the Mountaineers, showed his true colors. I've always been on record to say I don't think Geno is a great quarterback. I don't think he has potential to be a great quarterback. I think he played in a very lax system in West Virginia, and he had great targets in Stedman Bailey and Tavon Austin. In college, you can be mediocre if you have playmakers. West Virginia has a bunch of playmakers. They always have. So, you know, I was never been impressed with Tavon. So him starting on the Jets over Mike Vick, I already had a huge issue with. Huge issue. Nonetheless, Mike Vick is the backup. He could have been inserted several times in the game. That's not out. And Geno gets talked about this week as a result. I think it's time to unleash Mike. If you don't want this season to get too unrecoverable, irreversible damage, however you want to put it, it's time to insert him now. Just so I can see their next game. Okay. Let me just get you their next game real quick for my non-Jets fans out there. The Jets' next game is against the Lions at home. In Detroit at Ford Field. Oh yeah, they're gonna get routed. First of all, let's not leave Rex Ryan and Idzik off the hook. Idzik should be fired immediately. The worst general manager. He has $20 million under cap. He's $20 million under the cap. Okay, let me just put this into perspective. You cannot afford to be $20 million under the cap with Eric Decker as your number 1 wide receiver. Are you kidding me? Eric Decker? You could have had Deshaun Jackson. You could have had James Jones. You could have had... And I don't want to just seem like I'm just calling all black receivers because it's not about a white or a black thing. You could have added, Danny Amendola, Wes Welker, those types of receivers, Jordy Nelson. I mean, these obviously all those people are all under contract, but just to say the people that I know were available last year to get signed, even Nate Burleson. I mean, there's plenty of receivers out here. You have Greg Salas lining up. You have Eric Decker as your number 1. Knew he wasn't going to make it through the whole season. Jeremy Curley, he's a nice weapon. I like him. But he can't receive 8 to 9 targets a game. He's not that type of player. He's just not. Amaro, the guy you got from Texas Tech, he's a bum. Straight up bum. He needs... Cumberland's better. So you have all this mess at receiver. You have 3 horses at running back, and you sit back. Jets fans are looking. Why can't we move the ball? I mean, it's evident why you can't move the ball. You can't in this game in the 2000s era. I can't talk about the 90s and the 80s. In the new NFL, you cannot be successful if you cannot throw the ball 10 yards to get a first down. If you cannot do that consistently, you're not going to be successful. You're not. I mean, at this point, the Jets need to be talked about as an entire organization. Mike Vick, I was talking to someone at work today about this. There's a lot of Jets fans that work at the airport at LaGuardia. When you have no talent at receiver, when you have average to mediocre to below average talent at receiver and at tight end, you have to make up for it at running back and quarterback. Running back, you do have some talent, but at quarterback, and I don't want to make Geno sound like he's absolutely the worst guy out there. He's definitely not the 32nd best quarterback in the league. I've seen some pop. I've seen some gun in his arm a little bit this year. I've seen him get some throws in there. The problem is he has no touch. He does not have that touch, that quarterback touch where I can just put it right over that second line of linebackers or that safety that's playing too far up. He cannot do that. He cannot throw that great seam pass. And these are throws you have to be able to make in the National Felon League. No stutter. Anyway, moving on. Geno, you're not out. You're being talked about today. Next person. Again, I hate to, be pessimistic starting out the show, but again, another person who's being talked about. Bleedy Ray Wilson. Bleedy. His name is B-L-I-D-I. It's pronounced Bleedy Ray Wilson. Okay, 24-year-old, graduated from UConn. Again, UConn's not a football school, it's a basketball school. So already your football credentials are suspect to me already. Okay? Second team All Big East. So, and he stayed in school for 4 years. This is a distinguished veteran college corner, okay, with size. Stayed in school all 4 years at UConn. Cool, I commend you. You're an academic athlete. Remember, it's supposed to be the academic part first. A scholar athlete. So, he played at UConn. Second team All Big East. So that lets me know that in 4 years you left your mark on this team in the Big East who doesn't play anybody. And the best you got was second team All Big East? That's not even a Big 5 conference. Come on, you're a bum. Why are you on the field? Why is he starting at cornerback? Somebody get Wisenhunt on the phone right now. There's no way that this guy should be starting at corner. There's other corners available out here. Go call my man Paul Moore. Anyway. Should make me sick. This guy, let's go to the film. Let's go to the film and watch how this happens. So, the Bengals are doing a trick pass. Andy Dalton, obviously I'm not a big fan of this guy. You have an opportunity. Okay, let's go to the tape. Look, you have an opportunity to do one of two things. A, demolish Andy Dalton. I mean, you can take him out for his career. Again, I don't want to advocate injuries and violence, but this is a violent game that you guys play. You had a chance to put him out the game. Starting quarterback. They sent their starting quarterback out for a pass. And you went up so soft, so anti-tenacious at the ball. It's either it's a pick six or it's a quarterback. It's a 2-game injury, one or the other. Instead, you kind of like fought with Andy Dalton over the football. He mossed you, and then he outran your safety. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I will never bet on you guys again the remainder of this season. Your whole entire defense has lost my respect, and I like Werner, but your whole entire defense has no respect for me as a result of one player. I'm sorry today, Bleedy Ray Wilson, you're being talked about. Now, since we're on trick plays. Johnny Manziel. You know I had to bring up Johnny Football. My man Johnny. Ran that trick play. Now, I've seen that trick play. Personally, we used to run that at the Green Hornets. So I know about that trick play. That's obviously, you shouldn't be trying to do Little League plays in the NFL. That's just like fumble rooski. If a team pulls out fumble rooski, their coach needs to be slapped. Straight up. But, so Johnny Football lines up right on the sideline. And right before they say hike, he jumps on the field, runs down, gets a 34-yard pass, runs out of bounds. Cool, Johnny's athletic. He's capable of doing that. So disrespectful how they do that, man. You going to really line up your backup quarterback just to get him on the field and go out for a pass? You don't do that. You could have put Joe Hayden. Put an athlete. If you really wanted to get away with a play like that, then put an athlete out there. Put Joe Hayden. Okay? Put one of your bum 4th or 5th string receivers. Don't put Johnny Manziel. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. But I didn't really like that. I don't want to talk about Johnny. I think Mike Pettin, or however you want to pronounce his name, he should be talked about right now. That's not out. I'm sorry. Mike Pettin, whatever your name is, you're not out. You're not out. Cool. Let's get away from the NFL for a second. I want to talk about Jameis Winston. Everybody knows what he screamed. Got on top of a table in the student union. Yelled some explicit things. Couple things. First of all, Jameis, you're out. You get the out stamp of the week. But it's not for what you're doing. Okay? As a student, as a collegiate student, you are failing right now. You continue to get in idiotic circumstances that are going to do nothing but put obstacles in your way in road to another Heisman and road to being drafted number 1. So I don't commend you on that. But I commend your coach. I really, because of your, how should I put this without being too disrespectful? Because of your lack of maturity, my likeness has grown for Jimbo Fisher, or reference Jameis in one of his post conferences or anything. He never embarrasses him. He never puts him on blast. He may publicly rebuke him, but he does it in a manner that is not going to tear Jameis's ego at all. And I really respect that, because you have a lot of college coaches out here that feel as though that they can do what they want, say what they want to these players, and that they're almost kind of like, this is my property. And these players are coming from adverse communities. You never know the upbringing and the trials and tribulations that a young college athlete had to go through to get to where he was and to get to where he is right now. So I applaud Jimbo Fisher today, because I see him sticking up for his guys, and you don't get to see that often, especially from these big-time universities. I mean, he will never throw Jameson under the bus, and he's continued. A good example of the opposite would be, what's my guy, the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier. Oh, yeah, Steve will throw you under the bus like, boom, real quick, and won't think twice about it. Just, you guys saw what he did with Jadeveon. Oh, yeah, this guy, matter of fact, I don't even have to say it. Let's go to the clip.
First of all, Jadeveon has a muscle strain near his rib area that caused him to miss the game last week against Kentucky. He was in pain, and it was diagnosed later. And obviously, we all handled it poorly. All of us did. The proper procedure and protocol, when a player's hurt, he tells the trainer or the team doctor, hey, I can't go. This thing is hurting. I can't. There's too much pain or whatever. And the trainer tells me, the head coach, he's out. He's not playing. And I say, okay, he's out. He's not playing. Simple as that. But we all didn't do that. And it caused.
That's all I'm saying. The clip speaks for itself. You see, he had an opportunity to come 100%, and he kind of came about 85 in his defense. So, very easily, Jimbo, be out today. Jimbo is out.